Everyone says Texas is cheap. No state income tax, low home prices, right? But when I moved here, I got slapped with a $500 plus electric bill in May. That's just one sneaky cost that no one warned me about. And some of them can quietly drain thousands a year. So today I'm breaking down the real hidden expenses that shocked me when I moved to Texas. And at the end of this video, I'm gonna give you some hidden climate costs that you need to add in as well. And if you're already moved to Texas, I wanna know what expenses caught you off guard. Drop it in the comments below. I'm sure it's gonna help somebody. The Texas bug reality. Let's start with something you'll learn fast in Texas. We share this state with a lot of creatures. I'm talking about cockroaches that fly, scorpions that sneak through your baseboards, and centipedes that look straight out of a nature documentary, okay? Bright blue bodies and yellow legs, like something that definitely doesn't need to exist. And before you panic, it's not because you didn't sweep those crumbs off the floor, okay? It's that Texas weather basically is a year-round resort for pests. According to HAWX Pest Control, our warm, humid climate lets roaches, termites, and scorpions stay active throughout the season. Absolute Pest Control Management adds that scorpions love attics, crawl spaces, and garages, especially around plumbing lines and unsealed doors. Let me tell you a quick story. I was obsessed with the charm of old bungalow homes, 1950 style, that sat on pier and beam. But what we didn't realize is that we'd be paying for the mortgage and the water bugs, aka roaches, that also lived rent-free. Apparently, our pest control servicer told us that they live in the trees, they drop onto your rooftop, and they find small spaces to get inside your home. That's no joke. Listen, in Texas, pest control isn't optional. It's part of home maintenance. Most homeowners sign up for quarterly treatments, which I would advise also, which can run you in the Austin and Dallas area $100 per service to $300. It can add up pretty quickly depending on what type of service you're needing. It's a small cost that saves you from big surprises and keeps those Texas bugs where they belong, which is outside. Texas weather, the real wild card. When people think about Texas weather, they usually think of the heat. But what really defines life here isn't just the temperature, it's how unpredictable the weather can be. This past 4th of July in Central Texas and North Texas saw record flooding. Several inches of rainfall in just a few hours, turning streets into rivers and swamping neighborhoods that had never flooded before. It was a reminder that even homes outside official floodplains can face serious water damage when the rain comes in fast enough. And just a couple of years ago, Texans faced a completely different challenge. In February 21, Winter Storm Uri, what most of us call snowpocalypse, brought record low temperatures that froze pipes, collapsed ceilings, and caused billions of dollars in damage across the state. Then there are the tornadoes that can appear with little warning in Central and North Texas, and the hurricanes that hammer down the Gulf Coast but can send heavy rains, wind, and power outages far inland. And then there's the wildfires that can flare up during the summertime when it's super dry. You can start to understand Texas weather doesn't follow the rule book. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration reports that Texas averages about 132 hail events and 50 tornadoes per year, more than any other state. Insurify ranks Texas among the top most expensive states for home insurance, projecting $6,000 a year compared to the national average, which is $2,600. That's why insurers price coverage the way that they do. It's not paranoia, it's peace of mind. Floods, freezes, tornadoes, hurricanes, fires, they might not all hit in one year, but they're all part of owning a home here. That's why preparation in Texas isn't seasonal, it's year-round. Check your roof and your gutters before the storm season. Trim your trees back. Make sure your yard drains properly. Insulate those pipes during the winter months. And double check your insurance coverage to make sure that it has wind, hail, flooding, all that you need. The air conditioning reality. If you're moving to Texas, your AC isn't just a luxury, it's a survival tool. Texas heat is no joke. A typical summer means weeks over 100 degrees, and your air conditioning working nonstop. According to energy.gov, cooling and heating make up 40% of home energy use in hot climates like ours. Most systems here last about 10 to 15 years, but extreme heat can shorten that lifespan, especially if your attic is not insulated properly or your ducts are leaking. And here's the thing, that's the case for most older homes in Texas. A lot of the houses built before the early 2000s were designed for mild winters, not 110-degree summers. So insulation and duct sealing were not necessarily a priority back then. That means even if your AC unit is newer, It's often working harder than it should be because all of the cool air is escaping straight through the attic. Upgrading insulation or sealing ducts can make a huge difference in comfort and energy bills. Before you buy, ask about the system's age, the last service date, and its SEER rating, which is the energy efficiency rating. If your AC is older or undersized, you'll see it immediately on your electricity bill, that's for sure. And replacing it can cost anywhere between $5,000 with an easy fix, or it can go all the way up to $20,000 for brand new systems. The Energy Information Administration says that the average Texas household spends $1,800 a year on electricity. That's roughly 20% above the national average. So if you're planning your home budget, don't just think about the mortgage costs. Think about the power it takes to keep your home cool, livable all through the summer months, along with during the winter. Foundation shifts the cost beneath your feet. Now, for something most out-of-state buyers never think about is the foundation. Texas has clay soil, it's got rocky soil, sandy soil, all kinds, right? That expands when it's wet and contracts when it's dry, which means your foundation is constantly moving. According to Anchor Foundation Repair, this is the #1 cause of slab issues across the state. The Texas Real Estate Commission even trains inspectors to flag sloping floors, sticking doors, and cracks around the windows as possible warning signs. If you see poor drainage or standing water around the house, that's your cue to dig a little bit deeper. Foundation repairs can cost anywhere between $8,000 to $50,000 or more, depending on the extent of the damage. So if you're buying a house here in Texas, always ask about the soil, the grading, and any previous foundation repairs. That should also be on the seller's disclosure as well. If it's a new home, definitely ask your home builder about this. Because in this state, stability starts below the surface. The real ongoing costs, those taxes, HOA dues, and more. Let's talk about the costs that aren't always in the listing price, but definitely hit your budget. Property taxes. Texas doesn't have a state income tax, but that means our property taxes pick up the slack. The Texas A&M Real Estate Center puts the average rate at 1.66%, though many counties are much higher. So on a $500,000 home, you could owe $8,000 to $10,000 per year in property taxes. If your home is in a MUD, Municipal Utility District, or a PID, Public Improvement District, you could see a 0.5% or full percent of your home's value in tax each year, just from the MUD PID rate, depending on how new the development is and how much the infrastructure the district is paying off. I know you want to know what are the top 5 counties in Texas that have the highest tax rates, right? Well, that's King, Collin, Fort Bend, Rockwall, and Travis counties, just in case you're looking in those areas. HOAs, maintenance, and utilities. Let's start with HOAs, which is the homeowners associations here. Some are small and manageable, which are around $25 per month for basic landscaping of the common spaces. Others, especially master plan communities with pools, parks, clubhouses, golf courses, all of that can cost you hundreds per year. So don't just glance at the number, read those bylaws to get a little bit more details about what you're paying for. And from neighborhood to neighborhood, those fees can vary. Then there's the ongoing maintenance that keeps your home running smoothly. Most Texas homeowners set aside around 1% to 2% of their home's value each year to keep up with the HVAC services, the pest control, lawn care, and small repairs. That's what the local inspectors and home warranty companies recommend if you want to stay ahead of those repairs instead of reacting to them. Put all those pieces together, property taxes, MUD PID rates, HOA fees, and maintenance, and many Texas homeowners find their true monthly cost of ownership running $600 to $1,200 more than their mortgage payments alone, depending on where they live and what kind of home they have. But here's the good news. Once you understand those numbers, you can plan for them. Budget confidently. The cost of comfort. What some newcomers may not know. Remember those additional costs I was going to tell you about climate at the very beginning of this video? Well, here it is. Here's something that never shows up on the spreadsheets you're calculating. Climate cost in Texas. And it's not just about the money, it's about adapting your lifestyle. Between the heat, humidity, and wild weather swings, Texas homes need a little extra love to stay in good shape. You can't just set it and forget it. That means getting your HVAC serviced before summer so it doesn't quit on you, in those triple digits. And again, before the winter to make sure that you're ready for those cold snaps. It's also worth resealing those windows and doors to keep the cool air inside. Otherwise, you're literally paying to air condition the outdoors. Clean the gutters so that rainwater flows away from your foundation instead of puddling. And don't skip the yard maintenance or the fence repairs. They're not just about the curb appeal, they help protect your home structure. Then there's the smaller routines that quietly make a big difference. Changing air filters often in the spring and in the summertime, especially if you have allergies. Power washing that yellow pollen off of your patios. Watering your foundation during dry spells so that your foundation doesn't crack. This is where a sprinkler system really earns its keep. And upgrading your insulation if you actually want your AC to keep up, especially in an older home. These aren't luxury habits. They're how Texans adapt to the climate and protect their biggest investment. But here's the upside. When you stay ahead of these items, your home rewards you. It runs more efficiently and avoids major repairs. Over time, these routines become second nature. You stop fighting the environment and start working with it. Because here's the truth. Life in Texas isn't easy, but it's rewarding. The weather tests you. The maintenance keeps you humble, okay? And community reminds you of why you moved here in the first place. If you've got questions about the real cost of living here, neighborhoods that fit your lifestyle, or just whether or not this move makes sense to you, my team and I would love to help. Just click the Calendly link below and grab some time that works for you, and we can walk you through it. Texas is still one of the best places to buy a home. It just plays by its own rules. If you plan ahead, take care of your home, and stay informed, you'll be more than fine. The people who get blindsided are the ones who thinks the no income tax means cheap living. Owning a home here comes with its quirks, sure, but also room to grow, neighbors who show up when it matters, and a lifestyle that's tough to find anywhere else. Hey, did you find this video helpful? Then hit that like button. And if you're feeling my vibe, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so that you don't miss a thing. And I'll see y'all on the next one.